Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already part of the Sprinkles squad. I am so happy to see you again, and today we have another Sims 4 speed build, and we're actually working on an apartment in San Myshuno. I actually believe this is Penny Pizzazz's apartment originally, but I was not decorating it for her, but I was just kind of letting you know like which apartment I'm actually working in here. And I feel like this is a fun space to work in because it's not super huge actually, which is kind of surprising for apartments in San Myshuno. I feel like they're just so huge, but I think it was, oh my goodness, was it maybe like 2 speed builds ago or something? Actually, I think it was my ghost speed build that I said there was like a bed swatch that I feel like I'd never seen before and I wanted to try to use. Well, this is it. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get out this bed and I'm going to try to design an apartment around this bed. So this bed is actually from high school years, and it's kind of got that like leopard print, and it has like purple, pinks, and blues in it. And I was like, you know, I've really never used it before, and I feel like it might be a nice challenge, and I know that I could, you know, easily make this just like into like a teen's bedroom or something, but I kind of wanted to design a whole entire home around it. So that's why I chose to actually come here and do an apartment for it. And I'm not going to lie, it was more difficult than I was expecting it to be. Like I thought, it'll be fine, but I feel like it just trying to figure out exactly like the identity of this space took me a little while. Like what colors I wanted to put together. I actually ended up doing this in 3 different sessions of decorating. Like that's why like I just kept having to stop and come back to it. It wasn't that it necessarily took me like that long, because you can see the speed build I don't think is very long. I think maybe it's going to be around like 14 minutes or so, but like I just felt like it was just difficult, you know what I mean? Like trying to really curate pieces that went together, and it just felt really fun. And I feel like once I actually got into like the living area, it really started to take shape. I really brought in a lot of the pastel pop here, which I feel like makes a lot of sense, like a lot of bright colors and fun items. And you can see that I think I cut it out, but I tried to pull out so many different things to put on this wall, and like it just, nothing like spoke to me. So I just kept having to like stop and like think about it some more, and I spent so much time scrolling through the catalog. I tried to pause my recording so that like you don't have to see me literally scroll through the catalog for 30 minutes. I mean, seriously, it was like, it took me so much time, but I am really happy with the way this turned out, and it is already up on the Sims 4 gallery if you would like to download it under my ID, Spice and Sprinkles, all one word, all lowercase, and down in the description if you want to see it written out. And also, I recently had a comment on one of my videos asking about a reshade, and I feel like I haven't talked about it in a while. I do use a reshade. I want to go ahead and mention that it is the Dove 2.0 reshade by Kindle Spice, and if I remember, I have linked it down below in the description if you want to check it out. Honestly, I love it so much. I usually have it on for my builds. However, if I am building on my Twitch stream, which the link for that's down below as well if you ever want to come hang out with us, like I can't have the reshade on and use my face cam at the same time because my computer's like, I can't handle that. That's just like way too much for me. So if I ever like stream, I'm not using it. And like if I am posting a speed build of a stream, like, or something I built on stream, then it won't have it, but most of them will have it. But if you're ever wondering, you can of course ask in the comments. And I also saw a comment about challenging me to use a specific door from the university pack, so that is currently percolating in my mind right now, so hopefully I'll be coming out with that soon. I also wanted to mention and wanted to ask if you all would be interested in a shell challenge for the channel. So actually coming up, I think December 1st is my like 1-year anniversary of being monetized on Twitch. So in order to like to celebrate our community, since I do a lot of building, I thought it might be fun to do a shell challenge. But like let me know down below if that's something you'd be interested in participating in. I'll probably try to like stream and go through a lot of the builds and then maybe make like a YouTube video out of it. So anyways, let me know what your thoughts are, so I can, you know, see whether or not like y'all are even interested in trying to do something like that, since I know shell challenges aren't like everybody's cup of tea. And I know too that like not everybody that even watches these speed builds even plays The Sims. But anyway, so just let me know. But I feel like I just talked over a lot of this bathroom here, but I honestly really love how this turned out. Like I could imagine like sitting in this bathtub, just relaxing, living your best life, like being able to look out on the city. I feel like that's so fun. And we're gonna go with, you know what, they're tinted windows, you can't see and okay, we're just gonna pretend like that's what it is. I feel like I would be thinking about that constantly. Like, can people see me while I'm like bathing here in this bathtub with all of these windows? But I just thought it was so pretty in here, so I did kind of leave those curtains open. And this is a point where I really started bringing in a little more of that like kind of orange color, which I think worked out really nicely and is kind of pulled into the living space. And I was so back and forth too about whether I wanted to include like an office, which is what I was originally thinking for this space here, kind of this like hallway area transition between like the more like private portions of the apartment versus like where you might have company over. And I ended up actually deciding to make that a laundry room, which I know is actually like pretty awesome for an apartment this size, especially if you are living in a big city, to have your own laundry room. But I thought that was kind of fun, so I set this space aside for that. And I ended up putting a desk space in the living room, since the living room space that I allotted was actually pretty large. I thought it might be nice to have like a small corner office so your sim can, you know, do whatever they need to do, hopefully be able to skill build for, you know, their job or university or whatever that they're doing. And I will note too that like, so I put that laundry basket behind the door. And I guess also this goes for the closet in the bedroom. There is a chair in front of the door, but this has been play tested. Like, your sim can get in because your sim only needs to use like one of the doors to get in, and so they can easily get into these spaces without having any kind of issues. So I just thought I'd point that out in case like you had any concerns about your sim actually being able to use these spaces. They can, at least in my game. You shouldn't have any kind of issues if you download it. And also, as a reminder, if you're downloading apartments off the gallery, they are uploaded as rooms, so then you would kind of place it on this lot. And the way I end up uploading them is I delete some of the walls because it has to be, like I said, uploaded as a room, and in order to do that, the game has to see the space as just one room. So I had to delete a few of the walls. I usually delete them around the like door frames, so they're kind of really easy to spot. So you'll just have to put those back and like paint the walls. But other than that, you shouldn't have any kind of issues. I know I think there are some tricks about like, if you draw a wall and like drop it into place, kind of like how you trick the system to, to think you have less tiles than you do when you're doing a tiny home. But hopefully that wasn't too confusing. But let me know if you have any issues. I'm hoping you shouldn't have any issues, and I feel like I just haven't talked about that in a little while. So if you're someone that wants to download it, like, that's something to keep in mind if you haven't done that before, especially since I know, you know, with the game going free, when did the game go free? The base game anyways? Not too terribly long ago, but you know, as people start, you know, downloading more packs or just start playing, like, I like to go over that in case you are new to the game. And for this space here, I really just kind of wanted it to be kind of fun and funky. I kind of used some of the new, what is it, Chef Hustle? What is it? Is that what it's called? The new stuff pack. I ended up using those counters here almost as cabinets because I thought that looked really cool. And then using those bookcases on the side to kind of make like an entertainment unit. I thought that was super fun to actually have here. And then I end up with the like wooden hearts on the wall and put like a shelf underneath it with a little bit of clutter. And I end up putting like a small entrance area here with like the little like key thing, some bags, and I put a big mirror on the wall too, because of course, like, since the wall is right next to the door, it kind of limits like what you can do in that space. But I do end up putting like a big mirror on that wall because I figured, you know, your sim wants to like look at themselves before they like head out, that kind of thing. And it's so funny because I say that a lot, and like, obviously your sims don't really need to do that and they don't necessarily do that, but I do like putting it there for kind of like realism. And I say that I do that for realism, but like, I don't have a mirror like by my front door or anything. I just feel like it's kind of realistic. So like, let me know, is that something you have, or am I just making that up? I feel like maybe I'm making that up, but you know, adding those touches to a Sims build like is something that I really enjoy doing because, you know, just those extra little pieces, if that's how you want to play or how you want to think about that, like, you know, it's kind of fun to have that there. And also, like, per usual, I like to mention every now and again, if you have any items you want me to try to use or any build suggestions, just let me know in the comments down below. You can also add those like comments into my Discord too. If you are a Discord person, I have my link tree linked down below, so you can go to that and find the Discord, or in my about section on my YouTube channel. So there's lots of places to find that link if you're interested in joining the Discord, or also just heading over to Twitch, or, you know, however else you want to find me. But anyways, just adding in, again, like, I think at this point we're actually taking shape and like really pulling in colors, and I think it just looks so lovely in here. And again, that's when I really started to go, I really need to use pastel pop, because like that makes a whole lot of sense here. So I end up pulling a lot of those out, and I use those like pop pictures, like the pop art over there in the back, kind of leaning against the wall, and I thought that was so fun. And just adding a little bit of clutter there to that shelf, and a little like some books and everything, and I think it just looks so fun and bright in here. And I don't know, like, do you feel like Penny Pizzazz would live here? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe, because I know, isn't she like a stylist or something like that? I can't remember. Like, I feel like I should know what this townie does, since this is like a, you know, very well-known townie, but I don't actually know what she does for a career, but like maybe, I don't know. You can let me know. But like I said, I wasn't necessarily decorating this with her in mind, but I did like bring some more color in here. We have a cute little dining area over by the window, as well as having a really nice kitchen space. I honestly kind of went back and forth a little bit about the actual kitchen area, like what colors I wanted to use, what appliances I wanted to use, how do I really make this cohesive with having this many colors here, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of like trying to do like a maximalist build, you know, like bringing in all those colors and patterns, like how do you actually make it cohesive. So hopefully I achieved that. I ended up being really happy with the end result for this kitchen. So, and I also did put in a fruit bowl, so Mama Spicy, like it is there, it is on the table. And also I feel like we have new people on the channel. That's like my mom, like it's a requirement. My mom says that there has to be a fruit bowl in all of my builds, so I do try to include that. I don't think I have forgotten yet, but I feel like the day I do, because we all know I will at some point, like I feel like everyone's gonna come for me. Like if I don't put a fruit bowl, which is so funny. Like even my Twitch chat is like, where's the fruit bowl? Like I even have like a command in Twitch, like where's the fruit bowl, which I think is so funny. But, and also as a reminder, let me know about the shell challenge, and because I know I've been like just talking a lot and rambling on, so just don't forget about that. Let me know what your preferences are. And I did want to include just like a lot of cute clutter here on the shelves. And I did include the little like waffle maker. Is it technically a waffle? I feel like that's not actually what that thing is called, but I did include it there because I thought that'd be a lot of fun. And as a reminder, your Sims can cook on a corner counter, so they shouldn't have any issues, because I didn't put any clutter, because the cutting boards are technically considered like a wall decoration, so it shouldn't impede their ability to use that counter. So I left that empty to make sure your Sims don't have any kind of issues. But just wanted to add a bunch of extra like colorful clutter. Why was that so difficult to say? But it's a bunch of little like extra things here to make this space just a little more homey. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye everybody.